bitch that is worth the royal scepter. Some back for fun. One of the guys might be a son. I see sluts, but there's a gun. They still can't spell the word gun. Far from done in J-Sex. Big brother has a camera. The man poison up your already stacked as a femra. What's the rapper's name? Take me some road to claim. I don't see him like black dudes of some old rapping game. His brother's close tomorrow. Ever broken leg movie? I'd be alone in my room to come up with a pipe explosive. Make the latest crime story. An anecdote of glory that take archives from telling to a higher category.
Oh,
It's a gateway and access. I expedite through the code. And artifacts from ever
yeah,
access you from
yeah.
the soul. It's just sick and the mixture of the click they never make. Movement feminine death through the deep. My universal frontier. Great heritage and freedom. System of informatrix. Our souls gain asylum from the speaker.
Peace. Peace. This is part 2 to the hidden science behind the movie The Matrix and the holographic universe. So I actually dedicated, not actually dedicated, I actually did a verse, and it goes like, let's get it cracking, I'm about action like a movie star. Said I ain't lacking, I'm out here dancing around with Lucifer. I'm just a man that's trying to make it as a music star. I need some cash, so I suggest be careful when the clock on deck. Cause if time is money, then I guess I'll probably rob for that. I need the glitz, I'm with the shits. Now it's time to flip the scripts. Load the clip before you die, I suggest you make a wish. Got my third eye on the matrix, now I can see the glitch. Always stay high like a spaceship, man, I don't need a lift. Drugs are like a tool to me, I use them when I need a fix. Shit, I'm a different type of mechanic, cut from a different cloth, and you ain't cut from this fabric. Got this wisdom from thought, nigga, you can fuck with this maverick. I ain't these lame guys, I raise the bar to great heights. I always stay high so I can see in plain sights. Got a pilot's view, so watch me take flights. Some shit like that. So let's get to this shit right here. Oh, by the way, this is my friend. Her name is Tingo Lenkosazana, the rainbow goddess. Got King Tut here with me. I don't know if you could see him. Yeah. So last time we was talking about how humanity is part of the matrix, is part of the illusion. And they showed that in the movie where like I said, where I actually explained this in the first part to this video. So if you haven't watched the first part, I suggest you go back and watch that video so you can be up to date. So last time I was breaking down how humanity is part of the illusion. They showed that in the scene where that guy who played Mouse was asking Neo about how does he feel about the woman in the red dress, basically trying to trick him to fall for the illusion, to fall for the woman in the red dress, which we know was part of the program. We know she wasn't real. So that guy, that guy Mouse, he says to deny our own impulses is to deny the very thing that makes us human. So that meant he was trying to trick Neo into believing into humanity, believing in that woman in the red dress was real, because like I said in the last video, what we are is greater than humanity. This is why I say humanity is part of this illusion, because like I said, what we are is greater than humanity. Ever? what we are, the human, you can't even fathom what we truly are with your human mind. So there are some parts that I forgot to mention in the first video. So fuck it. We're gonna get to them now. So this scene is quite interesting. It was quite interesting when I saw this scene where after Morpheus gave Neo the pill, after Neo took the pill, then he saw what appeared to be a mirror. Then when he touched it, it became like an oily, a liquid, grayish liquid substance. Then it covered his entire body. This grayish liquid covered his entire body. Now I felt like that grayish liquid was symbolic to melanin. I felt like that grayish liquid was symbolic to melanin. Now, let me check my notes here. Oh, oh yeah. Like I said, that grayish liquid was symbolic to melanin. So that whole process where the grayish liquid takes over his body, covers his entire body. Then he ends up in that chamber, or fuck, I don't even want to call it a chamber, but in that machine there, where with these cables all over his body. But that entire process, I felt like that was Neo's initiation to the real world. So what they were trying to display was, what they were trying to show you was, melanin is the key to the real world. You need melanin to access the real world. So that's what they were actually showing. So even when they showed that in the movie, even when you look at the scene where in the same scene, in that process, while he was going through that process, when that machine was removing the cables from his back, if you look closely to his body, he actually looks like he actually looks a little bit gray, He has a little bit of grayish pigment. So I felt like that was like symbolic to melanin. They were like giving him melanin, so he needed melanin to for they had to give him melanin so that he can access the real world. So that's what they were trying to show you, that you need melanin to access the real world. So another one is let me see. It's the scene where that guy who played Cypher in the movie is making a deal with the agent, and he says what he says. Oh, he says, I know when I eat this, I know that this steak doesn't exist. I know that this steak doesn't exist. When I eat it, I know when I put it in my mouth, the matrix is telling me the matrix is telling my brain that it's juicy, it's delicious. And he goes on and says, after 9 years, you know what I realized? Ignorance is bliss. So, and he says, I wanna be famous, someone important, like an actor. Now, uh, basically, now let's start by talking about what when he says the steak. I know this. I know that the steak isn't real. When I eat it, the matrix will tell my brain that it's juicy, it's delicious. So again, this is telling you that all of this is an illusion because uh, taste taste is one of your five physical senses. We know that your five physical senses are only you only use your five physical senses in this reality, while you still in this human vessel, in this human body. You use your five physical senses while you're still in this human body. So he's basically telling you, this again proves that humanity is part of the illusion. He says, I know that the steak isn't real. When I eat it, I know that when I put it in my mouth, the matrix will tell is telling my brain that it's juicy, it's delicious. So that's what that is. This again proves that this shit is an illusion. Humanity is part of the illusion. So continuing on, uh, shit. Fuck, losing my shit. Oh, yeah. So we're gonna go to the scene where Morpheus, Neo, and Trinity are in a car and they're on the way to see the Oracle. And Neo says, I have these memories from my life. None of them happened. What does that mean? Then Trinity responds, it means that the Matrix cannot tell you who you are. Uh, this means that when he says I have these memories from my life and none of them happened, this means that everything that you did in this matrix, you technically didn't do it. Why? Because this is an illusion. Everything that you think you did in this matrix, you technically didn't do it because this is an illusion. Now that can be linked to karma because a lot of people say a lot of people say, like I said, that can be linked to karma because a lot of people say, if you let's say you hit somebody, then somebody will hit you back, or if you do something bad to someone, then something bad is also going to happen to you. Now, it can happen if you believe it's going to happen. If you believe in the concept of karma, that will happen. If you believe that somebody will smack you back, or if you smack somebody and you believe that somebody will smack you back, and you believe in the concept of karma, you create that reality. Because why? They told you in the movie that your mind makes it real. Your mind makes it real. So what it is karma. I don't believe in karma. personally, I don't believe in karma. Because like I said, if you believe that someone will slap you back, or you do something bad to somebody, and you believe that somebody will also do it to you, then you create that reality with your thoughts, because you magnetize that reality. Because like I said, your subconscious mind is what creates your reality. If you've convinced yourself that karma is real, then karma will respond to you. So if you don't believe in karma, then you don't believe, basically, like I said, karma isn't real. It depends on your mentality. If you believe in it, your mind will make it real. Your mind will make it real. So next scene. So next scene is where Neo was waiting to see the oracle. Then he started talking to that kid who was bending spoons with his mind telekinetically. So he says he says he says to Neo, do not try to bend the spoon. Only try to realize the truth. Then Neo asks him, what truth? Then he says that there is no spoon. Again, that's another holographic universe. He says that only try to realize the truth, that there is no spoon. It is only yourself. So that shows you that this reality is only responding to what you have convinced yourself of. What you've convinced your subconscious mind of. Because like I said, your subconscious mind is what creates your reality. You get it now? So next scene. Next scene is where the agents, one agent was injecting Morpheus with that grayish liquid substance. The other agent was talking to him, and he says, can't remember exactly what he says, but he says blah blah blah, which is why the Matrix was redesigned to this, a peak of your civilization. I say your civilization because as soon as we started thinking for you, it became our civilization. Now, what it means is, we know that black folks were the first people on this planet. Black folks are the indigenous people of this planet. Now we know that these ancient civilizations were built by black folks. Now, since we were the first people on the planet and we built all these civilizations, and this white man is saying, which is why the Matrix was redesigned to a peak of your civilization. I say your civilization because as soon as we started thinking for you, it became our civilization. What it means is, after white people conquered blacks, it became their civilization. After they dethroned us, after they took over. Because remember, we ran the planet for millions of years. You can also do research if you need more information on that, on history, how this ancient civilization. You can even look on if you look at the architecture of this ancient civilization, all you can see is black. All you can see is black folks. All you can see is black folks. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now. But the point I'm trying to make is he's basically telling you, because like I said, the agents in the movie represents the elite or the powers that be. So he's basically telling you that as soon as they conquered black folks, because like I said, Morpheus as a black man, he represents black folks. He represents black folks. So he's basically telling him that as soon as we conquered y'all, it became our civilization. So he's basically telling you straight out that we rule this planet before other races showed up. Now, this is not based upon racism or nothing like that. I'm not racist. I don't buy into that kind of bullshit, because racism, to me, racism is just stupid. I don't buy into that racism shit. Now, continuing on, like I said, he's basically telling him that as soon as they conquered black folks, it became their civilization. Now, of course, the agent is a white man. Now, shit. Oh, next scene is where the agent tells the other agents to leave the room. Then he says, he's talking to Morpheus. He says, I'd like to share a revelation that I had. It came to me when I first tried to classify your species. You're not actually mammals. He says you're not actually mammals. Now, we know that if you study genetics, you know that black folks, and like I said, this is not based upon racism. Now, what I'm speaking on here is based upon genetics. What I'm speaking on is based upon genetics. Like I said, I don't buy into that racism bullshit. But we know if you study genetics, black folks, our genetics come cosmically. Our genetics are cosmically created. Our DNA is cosmic. And our DNA is the most ancient, because like I said, we were the first people on this planet, with the indigenous people. So we don't have, now there's this theory of evolution that which is some bullshit that Charles Darwin made up, about how we evolved from monkeys. Now that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. We because like I said, our DNA is cosmically created. We don't have other species in our genetics. Now, so he's basically telling you straight out that you're not actually mammals. We don't have mammal species in our genetics. Now, while I was doing my research, and what I found out is that other races have other species in their genetics, mammal species in their genetics, but you can do your own research on that and come up with your own conclusion. But I found out that other races have mammal species in their genetics. So Because like I said, in the movie Morpheus, as a black man, he represents black folks. So when the agent is telling him, it came, this revelation that I had, it came to me when I first tried to classify your species. You're not actually mammals. He's basically telling you straight out that black folks don't have mammal species in their genetics. So that's what that is. Continuing on. Let me see. And I gotta give this disclaimer again. This is not based upon racism, but genetics. You can come up, or like I said, you can do your own research and come up with your own conclusion. Whatever you come up with, your mind will make that real for you. So, next scene. Like I said, about, like I was saying about how we don't have mammal species in our genetics. Even if you look up the word human is actually composed of two words, which is hue and man. The hue, the definition of the hue is pigment or color. Now the color, we know that the color is melanin, this black substance in our skin, in black folks' skin, and in the brain. Now, this is why they call. This is why they say they call other races mankind, 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 mankind. We the humans in this reality. We the humans. We the colored man as black folks. Now, like I said, this is not racism. If you take it as racism, that's on you. Next scene. Next scene is where the agent says, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate this prison, this zoo, this reality, whatever you wanna call it. I can't stand it any longer. I can't stand it any longer. And he says, I must get out of here. And he's holding Morpheus's head. And he says, and this mind is the key. So what he's saying is, because like I said, Morpheus as a black man, he represents black folks. He represents black folks. So he's basically saying that this mind is the key. This black mind is basically telling you that our black mind is the key to, what's that place? Zion. Now Zion, I felt like Zion is the real world. So our black mind is the key to the real world, or our black mind are the key to the real world. So what he says is, what this means is, we know that the astral world, the astral realm, is a reflection or a less denser version of this realm. So if the astral realm is a less denser version of this realm, then that means the astral realm is part of the illusion. So I feel like Zion is the world beyond the illusionary worlds, the world beyond this physical reality, this physical realm, and the spiritual and the astral realm, the realm beyond this reality and the astral realm. So Zion is the realm, the real world, the realm beyond the illusionary worlds. So what the agents is basically saying is our black minds are the keys to the real world. So, like I said, the like I said in the movie like I said when I was breaking down how in that scene they were giving Neo melanin. Now Morpheus as a black man, he's a melanated man. He's a melanated man. So melanin is the key to the real world. So our black minds are the key to the real world because we have melanin. So that's what that is. So even this the elite, because like I said, the agents represent the elite. So that means that the elite don't are depending on us. The elites are depending on us for the key to give them the key to the real world, the key to Zion, the codes to Zion, the codes to immortality. The key to immortality, which is melanin. So continuing on, now, oh shit, almost forgot. I wanted to speak on the oracle. The reason why the oracle didn't tell Neo he was the one is because he wanted Neo to realize it for himself. Now, a lot of people don't believe in themselves. They're looking for somebody outside of themselves or something outside of themselves to convince them that they are good enough. Something outside of themselves to depend on. Now, I felt like the message of the movie was the moral of the story was the power lies within you. That's what it is. That's what Morpheus was trying to convince Neo of. You don't need somebody to convince you. You have to realize it for yourself. You don't need somebody to tell you that you the one. You the one, Neo, you the one. You don't need somebody to tell you that. You don't need somebody to convince you that you are good enough. You have to realize that the power lies within you, that the power has been with you all along. Because why? Like I said, you create your reality. Your subconscious mind creates your reality. So we should what I suggest, because I'm not a preacher. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not a preacher. I suggest that you start studying your subconscious mind. Start studying. Get books on the subconscious mind, or get books that will teach you how to access the subconscious mind, how to use the power of the subconscious mind. You can get books on the occult, books on magic. There's a book called Cyclomancy by Frank Rudolph. Not sure, but I think it's Frank Rudolph. Now this book gives you technique, give you that or you can use that book and you can look up other books on magic. That one is on psychic power, cyclomancy. It will teach you how to develop your psychic abilities. It also talks about the subconscious mind, so it can also help you in your studies. So another book is a book called Hidden Power. I can't remember the author, but it's called Hidden Power: Unlocking the Power of the Subconscious Mind. Unlocking the Power of the Subconscious Mind. Those books will actually help you get a better understanding on how the subconscious mind works and how you can use it to manipulate this reality. Because like I said, if you if you get some books on magic, they will teach you about the subconscious mind. They'll teach you about the subconscious mind. Then you start getting your magical practices. Then you start changing this reality to what you wanna be, to what you want it to be. Because like Morpheus said on the movie, like Morpheus said on the movie, he said it was when he was like I said, I broke it down on the first half of this breakdown. The scene where he was telling Neo a story about how there was a man who when the matrix was first built, there was a man born inside it, and this man had the power to change everything and to change the matrix as to what he saw fit. What he saw fit. So you that man or that woman, you are that man or that woman. You have the power to change this reality using the power of your subconscious mind, which is your God mind. The subconscious mind is your God mind, your true mind. Yeah, well, because it's what creates your reality. So I'm gonna end this right here. More videos coming soon. Got music coming soon. So subscribe to this channel for updates, and peace, peace, peace.